The Brits are out of their minds. Hi everyone, it's me. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Alanna and I'm a Canadian, but I have been living here in the UK for the last 8 years. Now I love to taste test British food, British drink, and today we're gonna do a handful of British hot drinks that, when I first heard about them, I thought I was being pranked. I thought there's no way that British people are actually drinking this. But apparently they are drinking them. And so I will too. If you would like to eat something that you know is gonna be good, definitely check out today's sponsor, HelloFresh. So just a hot second, okay? Don't close the video, please. They gave us an exclusive deal and it's so big I had to write it down. With my link in the description, you get 60% off your first box, 20% off the next 2 months, and free gifts. Anywho, my link is in the description. We'll come back to that in a hot minute. Next up is trying hot British drinks, and to be honest, I'm kind of nervous. But here we are, so we're gonna take a deep breath. And let's do it. Welcome to the kettle. The kettle's gonna be the star of the show today. We are basically boiling water and mixing it with various things. Now, first drink, I kind of want to get out of the way, and that is OXO beef. Now, I'm not even really certain how you would say this. Do you say, oh, I'll have an OXO. I'll have a beef OXO, please. 1 OXO cube beef edition, please. Now, when a community member mentioned this, I really thought it was a joke because this is a stock cube. This is a beef stock cube. I use them all the time in cooking because it's a lovely invention. But the idea of putting 1, or possibly you are a 2 cubed person, in a mug of boiling water. They also said a couple cracks of black pepper and then drinking it like a nice mug of coffee. So this is where we are starting. OXO beef cubes. I'm speechless for once. Oh my God. Okay, well, almost 1 full OXO cube. The rest of it is across the counter and on the floor. Love that for me. Kettle just boiled, so let's fill her on up. And a couple of cranks of black pepper. All right, well, let's take this to the table to be consumed, shall we? Okay, everybody. Here's my mug of gravy. Now, OXO, of course, is a giant brand. I was just reading up. Did you know that the first OXO cubes were produced in 1910? Now, the OXO cube was heavily advertised as a hot drink in the first half of the 20th century, with one suggestion being to add it to milk. No thank you. Anyway, I'm really just stalling because I don't want to drink this. Here we go. OXO beef. Cheers. I mean, I'm not against a beef soup. Okay, that is the thing I can compare it to. It tastes like a cup of soup or like cup of noodles minus literally anything. So we're just stuck with the broth. It's not bad. It's just the concept to me that is very difficult to accept. It tastes like I'm cooking something and I'm standing over the pot and I take a little spoonful to taste that it tastes all right. And it does taste all right. It's just the concept. Now, here's the most shocking part of this. It's not bad, okay? I'm sure in certain situations, it makes sense. I know a lot of British people were saying that they would have something like this if you go to like a football match. So you're outside, you're in the stands for hours, you're cold, maybe your team is losing and you're a bit miserable. I could see this being a very warming drink thing, but I'd rather have like a coffee or a tea and maybe have this more as like a soup with noodles. The noodles are the best part of the soup. Honestly though, it's not bad and I'm kind of shocked that I'm saying that, but here we are. Every day is a school day. Did you ever have OXO beef drink? Leave a comment down below. Shockingly, I'm gonna give this 4.5 out of 5.5 mugs of brown. I get it. It tastes good, right? We know it tastes good. It's a good stock. But as a drink, I'm still a little bit confused. But I'll get over it. Otherwise, it's pretty tasty. I can't believe I'm saying that. Anywho, that's just the first one. Are you ready for the next one? Hello, welcome back. Is this thing still on? Hot squash. Let's talk about it. Now, a lot of people said it's gotta be Ribena. I don't have Ribena, okay? I just got Tesco own. I'm not made of money. But the idea is you take your squash of choice and you make it hot. So, squash, hot. Oh, I ran out of water. I'm sure it'll be fine. Here we go. All right, cheers everybody. This is hot squash. I mean, it's not bad. I'm actually kind of shocked. I thought all of these were gonna be disgusting. You know what? This reminds me of something. One second. This. So I love taste testing stuff. If you ever have a taste test suggestion, please reach out, leave a comment, whatever. I love to do it. For my birthday, my partner bought me some fancy loose leaf tea to try. And one of them was this, blackcurrant and hibiscus. And when I tried it, it reminded me of squash, but hot. This. So one would imagine that perhaps you are younger, you don't drink coffee, maybe you don't even really like tea perhaps, but squash you know and love, so why not have it hot? Maybe you've been playing out in the snow all day, you come in, you have a hot squash as a kid. I think that makes sense. It's not bad. It's not my favorite. Like if I want juice, I really want it to be cold. But if I have tea, I really want it to be hot. The idea of mixing the two kind of like, again, maybe it's just gonna take me some time to get used to it. Maybe by next winter, I'll be having beef drink and hot squash left, right, and center. Anyway, I'm rambling. 3 out of 6. Perfectly fine. I actually prefer the beef drink. I can't believe I've said that out loud. But we're not done. This video is sponsored by HelloFresh and we've got a really cool exclusive deal for you guys. And it doesn't involve drinking gravy. How fun! As much as I love the holidays, eating too much cheese, lying on the couch not knowing what day it is, and eating my body weight in chocolate. By the time January comes around, I am very much ready to get back into a good routine. I love using HelloFresh because it takes all of the mental effort out of having a great meal. The other night we did the rump steak and slow roasted tomato butter sauce with Parmigiano smashed potatoes and rocket salad. I made that and it was really simple. If I saw that recipe online, I'd say no way. It's not possible, not for me. But HelloFresh makes it as simple as humanly possible. The instructions, the photos, they give you what you need. Incredible. Don't forget to use my link in the description or a QR code. How fun. Yeah, you can scan the QR code and get the same deal, which is 60% off your first box, 20% off your next 2 boxes, and free gifts. HelloFresh is something that I enjoy using and I get a lot of benefit from. So I hope you can use the exclusive deal. Don't forget, link in the description, all that fun stuff. And I hope you can make something new in your future. Anywho, let's get back to my video. Next up, another suggestion from the community, and I didn't know what it was, is Horlicks. That's quite a name, isn't it? Now, I went to Sainsbury's and I bought this, but I didn't actually read what it was. I haven't read the details or the description because I want to be surprised. Anywho, we need more boiling water. So let me boil the kettle. I'm assuming that, I'm gonna have to look at how you make it. 3 to 4. Heaped teaspoons, 200 mils of hot milk. Okay, I was expecting water, that's fine. Good thing I read that. I was gonna put hot water in this. All right, we got some milk in there. I'm just gonna do this in the microwave. I'm sure people will say, oh my God, no, you can't do it in the microwave. I literally don't care. 1, 2, 3. Should we stop there? Let's just do 3 and a bit. I don't want to alarm anyone, but this is really chunky. Do we have a problem? You almost need to like whisk it. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh my God, what have I done? To microwave, simply follow the instructions with cold milk, microwave for 1 minute, stir well, and then 30 seconds. Maybe I need to heat this up. I'm concerned. It's just like, all right, let me heat this up first. Pray for me, you guys. This better not be junky. Moment of truth. Yes, I'm doing all of these at 10:20 in the morning. Oh, please. Oh, thank God. Okay, the hot milk definitely made a difference. The chunks are gone. Can you see that all right? So here we go. We've got Horlicks Original. It's just a funny name. Cheers. What is that? It kind of tastes like, you know when you have cereal and you eat all the cereal and then you drink the milk afterwards? It's like a grain milk, like a barley milk, like an oat milk. That's what this tastes like. It's not terrible, but it's not very good. This one, out of all the others, is the closest thing to like a hot chocolate minus the chocolate. It's very close to that, but it's like a hot cereal milk, which in my mind doesn't sound terrible, but I don't really like the taste of this one. I'm gonna say 2 out of 6, shocked that it's not better. But what is it? Horlicks, take a moment. Original, hot, malty goodness. Just add milk. Horlicks' deliciously creamy, malty taste is traditionally crafted using malted wheat and barley enriched with vitamins and minerals. First developed by brothers William and James Horlicks since 1873, Horlicks has supported explorers on the way to both poles, nourished soldiers through 2 world wars, and fortified athletes in the Olympics. I don't know how much exploring you guys are doing, but I haven't left the house in many days. I totally get the malty taste, the wheat taste. Wheat flour and malted wheat is the first ingredient in this thing, and it totally makes sense. I'm surprised at this one. I thought, you know, here's the thing, side rant. It was really hard to find some of the products we're having today because a lot of them are not used in their intended purpose. So the OXO cubes was with the gravy, right? That's where you buy that item. Whereas this was sold with like all of the tea bags and the instant coffee and the hot chocolate. So I thought, okay, we're like at least using it for its intended purpose. I did see that there was a Horlicks chocolate and there was a Horlicks instant, which I'm not really sure. This is instant, but maybe the instant one, you don't need milk, you just use water. I'm not sure. I didn't read the label. I didn't want to spoil the surprise. I almost like this. I think the chocolate one would be quite nice. So maybe that's something we do in the future. Guess what? The beef is better. That is literally the tagline of this video. The beef is better. But we're not done. I've saved the scariest one for last. Finally, for this experiment where we dive deep into weird British hot drinks, we are concluding with the one that freaks me out the most. This one. Bovril beef. Now, from the face of it, this was sold where all the gravy and the OXO cubes were, so I have a feeling that this is like a beef stock, but instead of a cube, it looks suspiciously like Marmite, which, surprise, I don't like. So anytime I see something in this particular shape, I get flashbacks of Marmite. I am traumatized. So what I heard from the community is you take a spoonful of this into hot water. So here we go. God, it looks just like Marmite. Is this just Marmite but repackaged? Oh God. All right, let's get some hot water, shall we? I have a feeling this is gonna be as sticky as Marmite, which is a nightmare to work with. I've used it so many times. I don't even like it, but I keep trying to like it. So I think we start with some boiling water. We try not to get it on our clothes. And I'm gonna do a spoon-ish. God, how does one measure? If you're still watching this video, are you subscribed? Because if you have watched me suffer and you're not even gonna subscribe, that's insane. Okay, well, it's kind of dissolved-ish. It looks like sewer water, which I think is about right. So let's take this to my taste test chair, shall we? Oh man. Well, it's that time that we try this brown liquid. Cheers. That is a hot beef drink. Now, this doesn't taste too dissimilar to the OXO cube. Bovril calls itself a beef paste, which, to be completely honest, sounds disgusting. But I am imagining this is a beef extract in paste format versus the stock cube format, but they're both beef. And I didn't really mind the OXO one, and this isn't too dissimilar. I think the OXO is less threatening because it's a cube, right? How can you mess it up? Other than when you squeeze it too hard and it explodes all over the counter. But this, you really gotta measure out. Too much, I think, would be shocking, but then too little, it would be quite watery. And I'm not afraid to admit when I was wrong. And this may be one of those instances. Now, I wouldn't drink this just sitting on the couch on a nice afternoon. No, absolutely not. This is a very situational drink. And I totally get the idea of like community members saying, you know, you're at a football match, you're outside, maybe it's even raining. This makes perfect sense to me. I would prefer to eat a cup of noodles or a cup of soup, do you know what I mean, than just drink the broth, but I get it. Did you know that this is even older than OXO? You might have actually known that. I didn't. I didn't even know this existed until yesterday when I bought it. And it wasn't cheap either. Bovril was developed in the 1870s. 1870S by John Lawson Johnston, a Scottish butcher and nutritionalist. Shout out Scots. Anybody in Scotland watching? Hi, how's it going? The origins of Bovril as a drink can be traced back to 1871 when, guess who? Napoleon ordered 1 million cans of beef for his army. Johnston rose to the challenge with his invention, Johnson's fluid beef. Sounds disgusting. This was later renamed Bovril in 1886. But wasn't Napoleon planning on invading the UK? And our Bovril guy is supplying him with rations? Is that allowed? Bovril has been part of British culture for over a century, widely consumed during World War I, both by soldiers and the wounded. Today it is frequently sipped on at football matches, particularly in Scotland. The more you know. Cheers. I totally get it. It's a situational drink. I'm not gonna drink this at home. But if I was stuck outside, like even, you know, bonfire night. Let's get real. Lots of times bonfire night is cold and miserable. And you're outside and maybe you're waiting for fireworks or you're like at the actual bonfire and it's cold and gross out. It's November, the worst of all the months. This makes sense. 7 out of 8, I am shocked. And I've learned something new. And this is a good reminder, try everything, you guys. Just try all of it, because you never know. Huge thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to check my link in the description. Do you have a favorite out of these? Leave a comment down below. Or if you have anything else you think I should taste try, the more weird, the better. You just let me know. If you'd like some more weird taste tests, definitely check out this one. I made my own British cocktails. And obviously I had to try them all. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, bye!